Good morning. Are you Isaac Darby?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Darby was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of assault on a peace officer. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Hold on. Are there any additions or corrections?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state judge.
And so, Mr. Darby, when someone's sentenced, I also get jail incident reports. And you've got several, and several of them include fighting. And so if I follow this agreement this morning, I want you to understand something, because part of your agreement is that you go to ISF. That's a 90-day program to help you make better decisions, which obviously you haven't figured out yet. If you get in trouble when you're in ISF, then your probation can be revoked before you ever hit the streets again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So whatever's going on with the fighting and acting the way you're acting, talking the way you're talking to the correctional officers, has to stop immediately. If I get an incident report from our jail before you go to ISF, you may not even make it to ISF. So it's going to be up to you if you really want to take advantage of this opportunity and be able to get out, serve your probation, and have a normal life like the rest of us. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent. Thank you. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of the second-degree felony offense of assault on a peace officer. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 10 years in prison, but I'm going to follow the agreement and probate that. You'll be on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, which include entering and successfully completing the cognitive track of the ISF program.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do all of that, this is a great opportunity, because it means for all practical purposes your case here in court is over, and you'll serve that time while you're out on probation. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and you can be facing that 10-year sentence that you've already agreed to. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Ms. Holmes. And I will sign a dismissal as part of this agreement in clause number 24, DCCR 0697, as soon as that comes through. Good luck to you, sir. Take advantage of this opportunity.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Eugenius Pugh.
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
He will, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Pugh, in cause number 15-21944, I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. And will he waive the formal reading of that motion?
He will, Your Honor.
It shows that you were placed on probation June 22nd of 2015 for the offense of retaliation, and that was a 5-year deferred probation that's been extended. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It alleges in count 1 that you committed the new offense of robbery, threats, November 27th of 2020 in Harris County, Texas, and is that true or not true? Count 2 alleges that you committed the offense of assault family violence on November 27th of 2020 in Harris County, Texas, and is that true or not true? And then finally, count 3 alleges that you committed the offense of robbery December 5th of 2020 in Harris County, Texas, and is that true or not true? Did you enter, and the state abandons 4, 5, and 6, correct?
That's correct.
Did you enter your pleas of true to counts 1, 2, and 3 freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you plead true to those counts because you actually did what they say? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Pugh's not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1, 2, and 3 freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence at this time to find you guilty and find you guilty of the third-degree felony offense of retaliation. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement for a term of 3 years in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I am handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Ms. Holmes. All right, good luck to you, sir. You can go back with the bailiff. Good morning, sir. You're Adrian Caballero?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Caballero was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
This first defendant's got a serious problem assaulting a cop in Texas. That's not a slap on the wrist, it's a second-degree felony. Let's see how deep this one goes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No, Your Honor.
None from the state judge.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney, and in cause number 24, DCCR 2201, defer all proceedings and place you on probation for a period of 5 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, this is an excellent opportunity because you do not have a felony conviction on your record. And at the end of the probation period, if you're successful, the case will actually be dismissed and you'll never have the felony conviction. The other side to that is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court, you could be found guilty, and you could be sent to prison for anywhere in the punishment range, which is up to 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. You just need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation's going to call you up when she's ready to go over all of your paperwork. All right, good luck to you, sir. Good morning, you're Londi Vick. And Ms. Vick is charged with failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements and was found not competent to stand trial, sent to, and this is a state jail felony, and was sent to the appropriate facility for competency restoration and has been either in custody and or at that facility for quite some time. The offense date is January 30th of 2023. So at this point, she has not regained competency, and we are past the time frame on a state jail felony where we could continue to hold Ms. Vick.
Correct, Judge, and if I may, just for the court's knowledge and to document the record, she was found incompetent by this court and sentenced to the Big Spring State Hospital in July of 23 and again in February of 24. And so, yes, she has expired the length of time we could have incarcerated her in the state jail, yet she has failed to regain competency. Deputy Berry has worked diligently the last several weeks trying to find a place for her, and I just wanted to document for the record based on the nature of the offense and the fact that the state is in a position to now have to dismiss the case, the efforts that Deputy Berry has made to try to secure her some kind of location to help her and maybe step forward from there. So if she may, Judge,
Sure, yes, ma'am.
What she's done as an officer of the court.
Thank you, Ron. We have tried several different locations, however, due to the nature of the registration, we are unable to locate proper placement at this time. Also because lack of income is going to be an issue as well. We do have plans to do reassessment today, evaluation to see if she would need immediate stabilization for inpatient upon release.
Okay.
At this point, and then we can work with try to get her established.
Okay.
We also do have our mental health professional with Mental Talk looking into possible another state hospital placement.
Okay.
And Judge, obviously, I don't know if she will be able to comprehend this, but she would be required upon her release, regardless of where she goes, if they find a placement or not, to register.
Right.
And we will try to closely monitor that and advise the appropriate agencies that she needs to register, that she has been released due to these circumstances, so that.
Quick breakdown: ISF stands for Intermediate Sanction Facility. Think of it as a last chance boot camp. Before prison, you either turn things around here or you're headed straight for the pen.
At least the community can get advice if necessary.
Okay, I appreciate everything both of you have done to try to get something figured out. Obviously, Miss Vic, if you don't register like you're supposed to when you're released, you're going to be right back in custody.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you're supposed to register as a sex offender?
Yes, ma'am.
And so when you're released from jail, you have to go to the police department and do that. If you don't, another case is going to be filed and you're going to be right back in here, and we can go through this whole process for the next 2 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate everything you're trying to do still. And I'll sign that when it comes through. Good morning. Are you Nakia Latrell Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Jackson, in cause number 1932344, you were here before. You're on a 10-year deferred probation for burglary of a habitation, and there was a motion to revoke your probation filed. You came to court, pled true to counts 1 through 9 in that motion, and I've received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
We have, yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Are there any additions or corrections to the report?
Not from the defense.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rojas, and there was no agreement, correct?
That is correct, Judge.
All right,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, Judge, we went over the PSI at the jail, and I discussed her the possibility with Ms. Jackson about the possibility that the previous recommendation had she would have been at one point would have been safe P. She tells me that she doesn't feel that she needs safe P. She thinks that all the tools she needs she got from ISF when she was at ISF. Her problem, she thinks, is that when she was released from ISF, she was homeless, didn't have any place to go, and that one thing led to another. She didn't have a home, didn't have a phone, didn't have transportation.
And there it is, guilty, but instead of sending him to prison outright, the judge gives probation. It sounds like mercy, but make no mistake, one violation, and that mercy vanishes.
And that's one of the reasons, that she couldn't get into the drop program, which led one of the reasons we're here today. If you read her comments in the PSI, she's asking for another chance, and she truly wants another chance. She tells me that if she's given another chance, she does have a job for her on the outside. She's waiting. She has a job waiting for her at Waffle House. She has two possibilities of where she could be living. She could either go with her aunt who lives in Orange, I believe, who's a school teacher in Orange, or the manager, her manager at Waffle House would let her live with them in Port Arthur. And that's what she's asking me to do, Judge. I know that it's hard because of the comments on the PSI where she didn't report, didn't go to the drop program, just kind of disappeared for a while. But she's asking me for another chance, and I think she has some comments to make whenever the court feels it's appropriate.
What's the status of the theft case and the failure to ID?
Those are pending misdemeanors, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'll probably dismiss them depending on.
okay. Mr. Nichols?
Judge, I want to make the court aware of the full history on this case. Ms. Jackson was originally on.
It's a revolving door. One man walks out with a second chance, the next walks in to lose. His courtrooms like this handle dozens of lives every morning back to back without missing a beat.